Hey, this is a Malden Blue and Gold podcast. My name is Cameron Ryan. I'm a reporter, and here with me is Kevin Laughlin.
Hello.
He provided the audio setup to make this podcast possible, so without him, we wouldn't be able to do this. So big thanks to Kevin.
No problem.
So today in this podcast, we will be talking about the chorus's trip to the State House, the Massachusetts State House, obviously. They went there December 12th on a Tuesday, and they went there to sing for a couple people, like parents and just people who showed up, governor, just officials. Um, I went. I recorded the audio for them. I went along with Mr. Cole and the whole concert choir and magical singers, and we took a bus straight to the State House, and we were there for about like 3 hours.
Probably about 3 hours.
Mm, well, it was like the whole school day, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, you were gone for the whole school day.
Yeah, but like the bus ride and the concert only actually took an hour and a half. But while we were there, we got a tour. Every year, chorus gets to tour the State House, so the people who are already in chorus actually have done it before. But the new kids, the new concert choir kids, get to take a tour of the State House. I myself have never been to the State House, so the tour for me was a first, and I have to say it was pretty awesome. Like being there, there's lots of things that you just didn't know about the State House, about the state, about Boston. Like just so many weird fun facts. They tell you the weird fun facts, like they're just like normal things. Like there's a sacred cod inside of the House of Representatives. Like what?
Well, why wouldn't there be?
But why would there be? Like it's weird, and apparently that's why people from Massachusetts say holy mackerel, because there's a sacred cod inside of the room.
I just like to say I'm from Massachusetts, and I have never said that in my life.
But there's a lot of people who say that.
Yeah, I know.
It's an actual saying. You know the saying, but you don't realize that other people don't say it. It's just a Massachusetts thing.
Yeah.
It's just weird. And also, I'm just like naming like State House facts. The pine cone on top of the State House. There's a pine cone on top of the State House. On top of the pine cone of the State House, that's where you measure to when you're thinking about going into Boston. So like when you're saying you're just 10 miles away from Boston, you're actually 10 miles away from the pine cone on top of the State House. I didn't know that.
It's pretty neat.
It is really neat, and I'm very happy that I got to go there and got to experience just weird, fun stuff about Massachusetts that I would have never known if I had not gone. So that's really cool. So in this podcast, we're gonna just provide general commentary about what chorus did, and we're gonna be playing the whole set. I recorded the whole set. There's 15 songs in the set, and we'll just be providing commentary over each one, information, what happened, just normal things. You have anything to say before we play the first song?
No, not really, no.
Okay, so the first song that we performed at the State House was Amazing Grace, with the whole concert choir and madrigals mixed in. I recorded this, so it is my fault that it's a little bit cut off at the beginning because the audio recorder didn't have enough batteries. It's my fault. I take blame. So we can just get right into the song. It starts off a little late, like the first verse, but other than that, concert choir did an amazing job. So just let's play Amazing Grace. Todd Cole, piano. Mr. Cole, the choir teacher, is playing the piano here. Just fun fact, at the State House, the basses are all the way in the back, and there's like stairs in front of them. So when they sing, they have to sing down, or their sound will get caught by the wall. So it's kind of awesome how I'm all the way down in the front in the audience, and I'm able to hear the basses all the way in the back struggling up against the wall. It's kind of awesome, just how they can project their voice like that.
Yeah, it's great. And also how the acoustics can really affect.
Yeah, it's a really nice place. I honestly cannot say enough how amazing our choir is. They're just so good. When you're there live, if you've ever been to the winter concert this year, they actually played their set that they went to the State House with. They played all these songs. I think almost exactly all these songs.
Yeah, and in this order, I believe.
Probably, yeah, because that's kind of how they practiced it.
Yeah.
But when you're there live, it really feels professional. They're very good. Mr. Cole does such an amazing job teaching these people.
You can tell in the recordings how much they put into it, how much they practice, how much they really care about projecting their voices.
I'm there. I'm with them a lot. I was there before when they were practicing. I was there in the morning. They were practicing for about an hour or two in the morning before we even left. All they do is practice. They're so good. They get what they put in. It's awesome. So the next song that actually that they sing is one of two songs that Mr. Cole teaches them that are, I'm not sure exactly, but I think they're derived from Shakespearean texts. It's awesome. The language they use is really difficult, and it's almost as hard as singing a song in a different language, singing it in using these big words and it's kind of cool that they're able to do that. They're very good. The next song is called Howl Like a Winter. It is one of two. I don't really have anything more to say about it. You'll just hear it. Just listen to the lyrics. It's very good. Along with the singing, the piano accompaniment of this song is just beautiful. Everything about this song is just really beautiful in a way.
Yeah, I like the mood given with the split between the female singers and the male singers, along with the accompaniment by the piano.
Yeah, it really gives you just like this feeling. It's hard to explain, but when you listen to this music, the deep voices of the boys who are singing and the girls and just the chords they make when they sing together, it's just beautiful.
And the differences in their voices really helps divide the two groups, which also helps build the mood of the song.
Right. Musically, this is amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Even the guys in that part had different parts within just the males. If I forgot to mention, this is still all the concert choir mixed in with madrigals. So at the State House, they're singing in like an area that's not really meant for singing. It's like called the Grand Staircase or something. And it's a really nice area. It's weird how they have them sing there and how there's no other place for them to sing, but it's still like it feels like people should be singing there. I'm not sure entirely if it's actually meant for people to like perform, but it's just a stairway. Like it's just a really nice set of stairs and they're really tall, and Mr. Cole has them just like lined up from front to back, all of the chorus kids, all the concert choir kids, and it looks super formal. They're all dressed up, and it just feels like something that's not really put together by a high school, but is totally put together by a high school. It's just nice.
Would you say that it is a stairway to heaven?
No. Nice reference. The next song is actually one of the two songs in this set list that is in a different language. This song is called Boruk Ate Zingt Dertate. Butchering it, but I don't speak the language. This song's in Yiddish.
Oh, this is the one in Yiddish. Okay.
This is the one in Yiddish. And I'm gonna speak the translation to you right now because most people hearing this will not be a speaker of this language. So, translated, this song means "Worshipped are you," sings the Father, as he lights the candles, as the mild, delicate light falls on his face. A fire that is precious and holy shines in his eyes as the tired man begins to stand tall. It seems to me, and I believe there is still something to hear to love. The hour is a holy one. Old sounds long forgotten? No, they are still sounding. Sing, Father, Boruk Ate, and I am still your child.
That was pretty deep.
It is, and it's nice that Mr. Cole has all these young talented singers expand their horizons by singing the songs that they would have no idea what they even meant if he hadn't come and taught them how to sing these songs. And at the beginning of every one of these songs, Mr. Cole himself speaks the translations so that the people in the audience can actually feel what these songs mean instead of just getting lost in just weird words that we don't know. So it really means a lot to him, and it means a lot to everybody. These songs, we can't just exclude songs just because we don't know what they mean in our own tongue. So this is Boruk Ate Zingt Dertate. Even in a language that I do not understand at all, this song is beautiful. It's strange how even though we can't understand it, music can just give us feelings. We don't even understand everything in the song. I can't even tell you what any of that means if I didn't have the translations in front of me. But just hearing it, I can feel it.
Yeah, no matter what language it's in, whatever language it's in, it still invokes the same emotions.
It feels like music is the only real thing that can do that, where you don't have to understand really anything to get it. You can just feel it.
Yeah, just one sound can convey so many emotions.
That song just shows the end of the concert choir section. They'll come back later, but the next couple songs will be sung just by the madrigal singers, which are mostly upperclassmen, some sophomores, or maybe one sophomore, one or two sophomores. Mostly older kids who have already gone through concert choir and mixed chorus. So the next song that will be played is a song called "I Am But a Small Voice." This song is, again, just the madrigal singers. it's considerably smaller than concert choir, like by a ton. Like the kids from Madrigals are in concert choir, but when you take concert choir out, it's so smaller. And these kids are so good. Like these are like top tier. Like these kids are like professional. So it's just they're very good. And this I Am But a Small Voice is the first song that they'll be singing of many. So I remember Mr. Cole talking about this song, just explaining it to the crowd, because the song isn't really a Christmas song, and they really try to sing Christmas songs, winter songs, holiday songs. Actually, the song before was a Hanukkah song.
'Tis the season.
Yeah, exactly. But this isn't a holiday song. It's just a really positive song, and he just said, you know, if you listen to it, come young citizens of the world, we are one. It really just speaks measures, like just bringing people together. And that's really the spirit of the holidays. Even though it's not really a holiday song, you can just feel why he chose the song.
Yeah. And this is also personally one of my favorite songs that they sing.
Really?
Yeah. Just the way they sing it. And also just the way the song is built.
Do you know what I love about this song? The boys and the girls actually switch spots.
Yeah.
So you can hear here, the boys are singing peace and the girls are singing prosperity. But later in the song, they switch positions. So the high notes are in one spot, and the low notes are in another spot. It's really interesting. It's really awesome. See? It's really awesome. So that was I Am But a Small Voice by the Madrigal Singers. It's a great song. It is just a great song in general. It's not a holiday song, but Mr. Cole has his ways. You know? It's fine.
He works in mysterious ways.
He does. It works. So, the next song, which is still Madrigal's, is called What Cheer? And I don't really have much to say. just the next song. Hit it.
What cheer, good cheer, be merry and glad this good new year. Lift up your hearts and be glad in Christ.
The song is just a little bit shorter than the rest of them.
Say each to other if any be sad. What cheer, what cheer, what cheer, what cheer. Now the King of heaven's birth that day, joy and mirth we all to make. Say each to other for his sake. What cheer, what cheer, what cheer, what cheer. I tell you all with heart so free, right welcome, welcome, ye be to me. Be glad and merry for charity. What cheer, good cheer, good cheer. Be merry and glad, be merry and glad, be merry and glad. This good news.
Do you hear that?
Yeah, like the way they like tried to echo it or whatever.
Is the what was it? The decrescendo.
Yeah.
Really just awesome. That kind of like spooked me a little bit. It was like it was like really loud, then quiet, then loud again. That's some articulation stuff. That's good stuff. So the next song is Foom Foom Foom, which I know from Mr. Cole singing it multiple times that they play the song every year, apparently. And I know a couple people in chorus who say it's their absolute favorite song. But yeah, they play the song every year. I like it a lot. Do you like it a lot?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
It's very like bassy. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like they chant. It's kind of cool. I like it. I know some people who don't like it. Well, actually, I don't know why.
Probably because of the repetition.
Maybe it's pretty good. I know that a lot of people who are a big fan of chorus, like Mayor Christensen.
Yeah.
Mayor Christensen is an insane fan of chorus. So is Principal Lombardi. They're very big fans of the chorus. They follow them. I'm not in chorus, but they follow them everywhere they go. And I know they're big fans of the song.
Didn't Lombardi join them on stage in the winter concert?
He did. Yeah. A lot of staff did. That was really cool. Yeah, so this is a long time song, the Choral Arts Society. Hope you enjoy.
On December 5 and 20, boom, boom, boom. On December 5 and 20, boom, boom, boom. One child was born this night, so rosy white, so rosy white. To the very virgin womb, in a stable, mean and lonely, boom, boom, boom. On December 5 and 20, boom, 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 boom. On December 5 and 20, boom, boom. On December's most important day.
What's really unappreciated in like every chorus group ever, every choir, like people like bands and they like singers, but just the multiple tones and voices all coming together, you can't get that anywhere else except for a choir. Like just the separate parts, you can have one person singing multiple parts in a song.
Yeah, you can have layering, but it doesn't have the same effect. It doesn't have that same like
having these groups of people in different groups really completes a song, makes it feel full. You don't really get that fullness from anything except for choir music, and it's really something that you need to hear live.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really different than anything. If you ever get a chance to go to a choir concert, even the Choral Arts Society, if you ever get a chance to go to one of their concerts, I highly suggest it. They're very good.
Their winter concert was actually free.
I think a lot of their concerts are
a
actually
lot
free.
of their concerts.
They show up in the plays too. They in the Malden plays, they actually like sing in the musicals sometimes, not in every play, but I know that Mr. Cole helps out with the musicals, and they have the a lot of chorus kids are also in Play Pro because it's still art.
Yeah, and the plays are also really good.
Yeah, they're awesome. The next song is actually one of my personal favorite, but I know some of the chorus kids don't like this song. Don't know why. It's called Ding Dong Merrily on High. I love this song. I really like this song. It gets stuck in my head. It's very catchy to me, personally.
I'll try not to sing it while it's on.
I had to do that with every one of these songs. I love all of these songs. So yeah, this one's called Ding Dong Merrily on High. It is Magical Singers. Here it is.
Ding dong merrily on high, in heaven the bells are ringing. Ding dong merrily the sky is rimmed with angels singing. Gloria, Hosanna in excelsis.
That's just really hard.
Yeah, I find that really incredible that they can do that with their voices. Just hit those notes perfectly.
Yeah, it's like they're playing an instrument with their voice. Their voice is an instrument in this instance.
That's such like you have to have perfect pitch in order to do that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just to find that note, find all those notes and hit them as if they're playing an instrument right here. It's really mind-boggling.
Like singing an arpeggio. It's crazy.
Yeah. They're just that good.
Well, they're practicing with Cole. They should be.
I know. This should just be like fans of chorus in Mr. Cole podcast, because everyone should be a fan of chorus and or Mr. Cole.
You can't be a fan of one if you're not a fan of the other.
Just what these kids can do with their voices, just really awesome. I say awesome so much, but it is just awesome.
It's the perfect word to describe it.
It is. The next song is actually the first song that no, it's not the first. It's the first song that includes a solo artist. In this song, it is a senior who is named Ramon Aguinaldo. It's very obvious when he solos. It's amazing. His voice is so good. It's actually, in my opinion, it's very specific to him.
Yeah, but in the same way, it's also it's quite remarkable.
It is. If you really listen for it in other songs, Ramon's voice can be heard.
You can definitely pick it out.
Yeah, you can pick out his voice. It's
distinct.
Distinct. That's the word I was looking for. It's so distinct. He's quite loud. he sings pretty loud, but almost every song, like Magicals, even concert with all those kids in concert choir, you can still pick out his voice, and you'll be able to hear that in this song. You'll be able to figure out which one is Ramon, and just how different and distinct his voice is and how good it is. And in this solo performance, it's just awesome. The song is I Wonder As I Wander, and it is very spooky. It really gives you an uneasy vibe. It's an awesome song. Ramon is awesome. Here it is. So here you can hear Cole giving the notes to the choir. I picked that up by accident, but that actually kind of shows how these kids get started off, where they find their notes. You can't hear it, but when I was there in the State House, his voice was filling the room. The room was just warm with his voice. It was everywhere. You could feel that at the concert too. No microphones, he can fill a room. Everyone on this Magical Singers group can do that, and it's incredible. Like, even though Ramon is the soloist in this one, he isn't really just the front man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole chorus is contributing, and it wouldn't be anything without everyone.
Yeah, everyone is definitely playing a part.
That's the cool part about choirs. Even with a soloist, it still doesn't really make it a one-person effort.
Yeah, it's still a group effort.
I remember right then someone's phone was ringing in the background, and everyone was looking around like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, I didn't say it, but you can hear someone like jangling their keys.
No, it's not the it's the iPhone ringtone. It's like ding, 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 ding,
That's what
ding.
that was?
Yeah. It's like very very slight, but if you listen, it's just kind of like bothering you in the background.
Yeah,
and that also shows how good the audio equipment was.
Yeah, it just picked that up.
It picked that up in the back of the room, and I was sitting all the way up front, and it also picked up everyone singing. So I was pretty like, oh, he's gonna let me use this device. I don't know how expensive this is, but it feels expensive. I'm not an audio wizard, but I was just like, whoa. What? You put this thing in a room and it picked up everything in a room without making it sound noisy. It was really cool, and it made everything just feel like I was in a video game, because everything was like just in my headphones and not in my real ears. I wasn't hearing things through the air. I was hearing them through the headphones, but I was hearing everything.
Yeah, it was like, what's that? It's like 360 audio, I think it's called.
Yeah, it was on the front. There was two microphones that were pointing in different directions, so I just got everything, and it felt kind of surreal. It's kind of cool. I don't know if that's just the audio recording process. The next song is Hin Matov. I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't think I'm butchering that one. That one's in Hebrew. That is another, I would like to say Hanukkah song. I'm almost sure it's a Hanukkah song. It's not short, but it doesn't have a ton of words. it translates to how good and pleasant it is for brothers and sisters to live together in unity. And right, like, come on, like that's awesome. That's literally just like, yeah, holidays, peace. Let's be together. And again, if you didn't know this language, you wouldn't be able to see, like, wow, this song sends a good message. You should be like, oh, what are these words? It's a good song. I actually love this song. The piano in this song is very good. Do you remember the piano in this song?
I think I do.
Mr. Cole plays the piano in this, but on the winter concert, they have their own pianist, like, without Mr. Cole, because it's not really what he does. It's just he has to do it for them because no one else will. And he's very good at it. And it's very, very good. And I love the song based on the piano. It's too catchy. It's like too catchy for me. Like not in a bad way, but like it's like super catchy. And it's not even in a language I understand, which kind of like, oh, that's music. It's awesome. So this is Hin Matov. This is still the Madrigal Singers. Enjoy. Told you it's catchy.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is pretty catchy.
I just can't help to like rock my head back and forth. Still don't know what the word means. I also just wanted to say that no one really knows how much work Mr. Cole puts these kids through to pronounce all of these words exactly correct. These kids are actually singing in this language. They're not making mistakes. They're not singing in American accent. They have all the accidentals. They have everything that a traditional speaker would actually do. You should see what he does to them. He makes sure that they do not put like American things, English things into the words that he has them speak.
He makes sure they don't butcher it at all.
Right. It's very good. And I remember him telling me something about a Nat King Cole song, Nat King Cole Christmas song, O Tannenbaum, where he just butchers German, just completely the right words said completely incorrectly in English, and he's really just helping convey that he actually cares about this music, and he's not just singing it. Like he makes sure that everything's right, and he's not like upsetting anyone, and it's really good. Again, that was Hin Matov. It was a song in Hebrew. It is the second song in the set list that isn't in English. Yet it's still awesome. Still one of my favorite songs, actually. The piano is awesome. It's kind of amazing how Mr. Cole can have these kids, he can teach these kids how to sing this music, and then he goes on by himself to learn music on the piano so that he can accompany these kids. When he does, some of these songs are the first time they've done them, so he has them learn the songs, and then he goes on his own and learns the piano part so that he can help these kids perform them the best they can.
Yeah, everyone puts so much effort and work into this, and it definitely pays off. You can definitely see how much work they've put into all of this.
Yeah, it really, there's no shortcomings. They plan everything out, and I don't think I've seen them make a mistake that was even
Noticeable.
visible by someone who's not like in chorus, right? It's just, it's weirdly professional. I've shown these audio files to some people before the making of this podcast, and you wouldn't be able to tell that these weren't high school students, or they were high school students. You couldn't tell that they weren't not high school students. It's just, they're too good.
But they're absolutely fantastic, and
yeah, and that again goes to Mr. Cole and goes to all the talented kids at Malden High. Music at Malden High is flourishing. A lot of people love music, and I think that's amazing. I think that the music program should get more funding, and I think everyone thinks that enjoys anyone who has ever seen the Choral Arts Society perform or the band perform. Yeah, there needs to be more music. Kids in Malden are very good at what they do. It's just so good. On a side note, this song was in Hebrew. There was actually another performance before before us, the chorus came, because they flip-flop the schedule with another school. They weren't a high school. I think they were a middle school, maybe younger than middle school. Maybe elementary, middle school. Definitely not junior high. They were like young kids. And so the schedule went, we would get there, we would get a tour, take a photo, we'd perform. But the other kids went there, took a photo, performed, then got a tour. So while we were taking a tour, the other kids were performing, and I wasn't watching them perform, obviously, because I was on the tour, but Mr. Cole was, and he told me that they were very good, and that the lady there was so nice, and he asked the lady about the songs that we were going to perform, the Hebrew songs, the Yiddish songs. He asked her, are these good songs to perform for like the holiday season? She was, yes, totally, 100%. These are awesome songs. You did such a good job, Cole. And he was like, oh, okay, so I feel like I got permission now. So now these songs we know are like perfect. It's awesome, because this school was like, I'm not sure, it was like all Jewish kids. They performed really well. I know that all the boys had like yarmulkes on. It was like pretty like a religious school. I couldn't understand the music, so they must have been singing in a different language. But they were good for like being young. It's kind of like start them off young. They were good. What is it? So the next song, what do you want to say? Something?
Everyone knows this next song.
Yeah, everyone knows.
You can't not know.
You can't not know. This is such a Christmas song.
It's on the radio all the time. The Trans-Siberian Orchestra version.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you that I think that the girls in this version do such a good job with the fast bits. So the next song is "Carol of the Bells." This is the last song that is sung solely by madrigals. The next couple songs will be they'll join back in with concert choir, and it'll have all the kids again. But "Carol of the Bells" is such a well-known song, but I think that the concert choir does better than a lot of the versions I've seen. I think that the girls who sing this song do such a good job with the fast portions, and I think that everyone in the song does such a good job. If you've ever heard a Christmas song in your life, you probably know this song. This is "Carol of the Bells." Enjoy.
Hark on the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is
to say is that I've had some people refuse to believe that this was Malden High when I showed it to them. Yeah, they just, no, that's professional, right? Nope, this is our Choral Art Society. Just listen. Their timing is just so perfect.
Impeccable. Just that sustain and that same note, just no.
Like, I had these songs on my phone, just because I recorded them, and I actually, like, could not stop listening to this song. It just didn't feel real. It felt like this should be on, like, a CD, like, not in my phone, in a Google Drive. Hear Ramon sticking out there.
Yeah, you can.
I think that basses don't get enough credit for what they do.
Yeah.
If you hear people sing, the basses sing, like, alone, it's actually, like, so cool. Their voices go lower than anyone else's, obviously, but it's just cool. Like,
It's an incredible feeling
when you
to have
hear
that.
them. It's not like a normal sing. Like, when you hear a normal singer, they're like, oh, they're singing. But when you hear a bass sing, it's like, oh, that shakes my core. That's crazy. I couldn't do that. Like, a lot of people can sing. Like, it's just, yeah, whatever. You're singing a melody. But having someone sing a bass in that low, low tone, it's just, it's really, like, weird. And, like, it's not what you think of when you think of someone singing, but it really pushes these songs forward. Without basses, you couldn't have really a melody. It's just awesome. The next song is the first song of the concert choir coming back together after their little break. It is the second song that is derived from Shakespearean words. It's called Blow, Blow, Thou Winter Wind. This song also has excellent piano, just like the other one. Again, Mr. Cole is playing it, doing a very good job. So this is concert choir again, playing Blow, Blow, Thou Winter Wind. Here it is. And he will insist he is not a piano player. How that resolves is just, it leaves you on edge. I love that.
Yeah, this definitely does sound like a soundtrack to like a video game or movie. Like, it really does sound that professional, like you say.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to believe that these are just some kids from Malden High that love what they do. It almost feels like all these kids like want to grow up to be singers.
Well, when you love what you do, you make sure people know that, and you can definitely feel that when you listen to them sing.
Right. I talked to a lot of the kids from concert choir, a lot of the kids from madrigals, and all of them are so excited about what they do, and you don't really get that from a lot of things. The only other place you get that is maybe varsity sports, but these kids love what they do. They love what they do. Their teacher loves what he does. Mr. Cole loves what he does. And when it comes together, you can really feel what they put into it. You can really feel... I just had to take a break to hear that.
That, you can feel that.
You can feel that. It's just really amazing.
In this song more than others, well, not more than others, but in this song in general, you can definitely feel the power in what they're singing and how they're singing it, how they're projecting their voices to the crowd.
You should know that these kids do not use microphones one bit.
Yeah, I was going to mention that earlier. There's no microphones. It's just purely the acoustics of the room.
The only time a microphone is ever used in these songs is when Mr. Cole announces the songs to the audience. These singers are just so good at projecting their voice into the audience. They know exactly where to sing, and they're just loud enough without yelling to fill a whole room, including the MHS auditorium. That humongous area. If you're all the way in the back, right, Kevin? You were all the way in the back at the Winter concert, and you could still hear them as if they were next to you. They fill up that room. It's insane.
Definitely.
It's without the use of microphones, without the use of anything but just their voices, they are above average. They're above good. They're great.
Yeah. Like you said, how you've been in the room while they practice. I've done that quite a few times. They do like vocal warm-ups to like prep their voices for performing like that and for projecting the voices in such a way where it just invokes that kind of emotion and everything.
Again, these people practice so much, like every day for at least 45 minutes. That's amazing. For anyone who's trying to learn something on their own, trying to get into an instrument, trying to get into singing, really trying to do vocal lessons, I know that I had to pay $25 for half an hour every week. Once a week, half an hour, I got to practice my instrument. But these kids get to practice it for at least 45 minutes every day of the week for free. That's awesome. That's insane. Anybody who chooses to do this, anybody who really wants to be in chorus should be in chorus. There really is no excuse to not follow that.
And also everyone in the group is definitely, everyone's like family in there. Like everyone.
Yeah, it's so close knit. They're all good friends. I know that Mr. Cole does like a singer of the week, but not based on talent, based on pure just good person-iness. Like
work ethic.
Yeah, like they're not really, you're not a good singer, get out of here. The class is to teach you how to sing, and then once you know how to sing,
use that. You use that.
You use it. Like,
and I've seen so many like students who graduated to come back and visit Mr. Cole and to see how he's doing, because everyone loves him.
So many people. If you took one class with Mr. Cole, you know how much effort he puts in to make sure that you are the best you can be. You don't need a pre-existing talent. You don't need anything other than a good work ethic. I just like swallowed my own words right now. There's really no excuse to not follow something that's so easy, so accessible, and it's so good for you, and it works. These kids, a lot of these kids never sung ever.
Well,
Took a year. Most of them, all of them come from mixed chorus first, but that's a class. He teaches a class where you don't need to be able to sing to come and sing.
Well, yeah, like we're both in his music theory classroom. In the beginning of year, like some students didn't know anything about music theory, other students knew like quite a bit, but it's gone like he's made sure that we're all on the same level. Everyone is learning and working to learn and like really having fun doing it. And we all enjoy it. We all enjoy the classroom. It's fun and you can tell he loves teaching and he's really good at it.
Right. I know a lot of kids who don't do chorus just because they don't think they're good enough. You don't need to be good enough. He stresses that this is the class that you come to if you want to sing but you don't know how, or if you want to sing and you do know how and you want to keep singing. And that's awesome. Chorus is awesome. Mr. Cole is awesome. I've heard some people call Mr. Cole the best teacher in the high school, even though he's not a main curriculum teacher. I would be tempted to agree.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with that statement.
I just like hit the mic with my face.
As you do.
Really, this class, this chorus, this group of kids, it's just such an experience. I'm not part of it exclusively. I'm not a chorus kid, but I could not tell anyone enough to go and try it out. Right? Not even chorus. You don't even have to do chorus. If you don't want to sing, don't sing. Join music theory. Do band. Do something. All these classes are so good for you, and the teachers that teach these classes are so good at what they do. I don't know one kid who did more than 1 or 2 years with Mr. Cole or Miss Mazza that didn't absolutely love it. So there's just that. That's
definitely.
my 2 cents. Amazing class.
Amazing teacher.
Amazing teacher. Amazing teachers.
Yeah.
This is about chorus. It's about the State House. Just having these people be able to tour around, go to the State House, right? This is Boston. This isn't like some city thing. This is like Boston. This is like one of the biggest cities. We had to go into the State House and perform for representatives from our state, representatives from Boston. Just amazing. It's so good for all these singers, so good for anybody who wants to be a singer and gets to be a part of this program. The Choral Arts Society is just amazing all around. The next song coming up is called Ding a Ding a Ding, which is just onomatopoeias, but it is a very good song. I know a lot of people who say this is their favorite song.
Yeah, definitely.
A ton of people. And I will say that this song is awesome due to the fact that each section of the chorus is doing their own thing. You can hear every single section individually doing their own things all at the same time, but different melodies, and it all works together.
Yeah, there's all these layers to the song, and it really builds not only the foundation of the song, just it really just like pushes the song till the end.
It's such a weird song. It's really not like there's not many lyrics. But even without the lyrics, I know a lot of people say it's their favorite song. In this one in particular, this is how close knit the chorus group is. When they're just screwing around, playing around, having fun, they come up with stuff on their own. They come up with some fun stuff. And in this song, which was normally just a good song, we have one Peterson Maxis, a sophomore, doing his own thing that you'll end up picking up near the end. And seeing it live is amazing. You can still hear it in the audio, but he did it at the State House and he did it at the winter concert, and everyone is impressed. Mr. Cole's impressed. The whole chorus is impressed.
Everyone loved it.
It's just cool how we don't need to just focus on the singing aspect of everything, not just how good of a singer everyone is.
It's a chorus class, but you can still do so many things with that. It doesn't have to be strictly like chorus, like you'll pick that up music.
When Peterson does his thing. I'm not going to spoil it because it comes near the end.
I just remember during the winter concert, everyone was just screaming. Just everyone loved it so much. He got so much attention for it, as he should have. It was well deserved.
Right. The best part is that it's not part of the song.
It's his own thing he put into it.
He put what he wanted into it.
He imposed his own personality into the song.
Right. And now, because he did that, this song is the Choral Art Society version of Ding a Ding. This whole song, half the song is different because of what he did. And it just adds such a personality to the song. This is Ding a Ding a Ding by the Choral Art Society. Hope you enjoy. Again, with the basses projecting.
There's just so many things happening at the same time.
Yeah. You can hear every part build up, right? You have like 4 or 5 different parts just building up, and they're all different. They're not the same parts at all. They all say ding a ding, yeah. But do you know how difficult it is? I know you can't really tell when you hear it. This is awesome. But singing something completely different than the person right next to you and trying to keep it in the right time is so hard. And these people pull it off perfectly.
Yeah, there's so much opportunity for distraction, and they just pull it off like with ease. It's just total control of their hearing and what they're singing, and it's great. It's fantastic.
Right, these kids are focusing on themselves, nothing else, and you can feel it.
I've taken music classes where you have to learn. They teach you how to just focus on what you're doing without all the other noise around you, and it's really hard to do.
Right. So we can hear their little, personalization on this song. It really makes it almost a different song.
Yeah.
The song has no instruments other than these amazing people's voices. And in here...
Just that reverb. I'm sorry. That was amazing.
The acoustics of the room are amazing. But Peterson just adding his personality into the song, it's just... You can feel it. It's just... It changes the entire song to... This is just a Christmas song that they're singing to, oh, they put something into the song.
Yeah, they really built the awe with something so unexpected as beatboxing in a choir. And not only is it really like just a smart and undone idea that totally worked out in their favor, but also you can hear people in the crowd just being surprised, like giggling, like, wow, this fits perfectly. You
Right.
can tell they're enjoying it, and why shouldn't they? It was absolutely fantastic. It
Right.
was-
So Peterson has this talent. He's able to beatbox. People think that beatboxing is easy. Beatboxing is not easy.
I've tried. I failed.
Almost like I don't know a lot of people can beatbox, but even the people who can beatbox are like okay at it. Beatboxing is not something that people can just pick up.
Here's the premise: they had no reason to put that in the song, but they also had no reason not to put it in the song.
Right.
And it really worked out for them. It just totally. It not only did it change the song in a good way, it's also just like it totally like. Why not? It was just that's just to the total feel of that class.
Totally,
They do things because they can, and it works out because they know it will, because it's what they want to do. And when they put in their personality into those songs and what they love, it totally just makes it even more perfect, even more incredible.
Right. When you perfect a song, the level they've been practicing a song for a very long time. I've been in the room a lot of the times. They've been practicing. They're awesome. They're very good at it. And I've heard them sing this song so many times. It was one of my favorites. And never did I hear the beatboxing because Peterson was doing that on his own. That was his own thing.
It was a little surprise.
I was surprised. I had no clue what was going to happen because I was never there. I'm not there every day. I'm barely there, actually. But I'm there a lot for someone who's not in chorus, right? And I see them a lot. But I was very surprised. I wasn't prepared for what Peterson did. He actually, on the stairs, he's in the very far top left corner, and Mr. Cole turns to the audience and he says, "Oh, we've added something special to this. Here's a little hint. It'll come from the top left corner. Just here it is." He didn't spoil anything, nothing. So I'm sitting there just looking at the top left corner. I'm like, what is gonna happen? He didn't say Peterson was gonna do it. He didn't say anyone, but like, the basses, just the lower boys are up there. I'm just looking. I'm like, what is gonna happen? Like, I'm trying to pay attention to the song, but top left corner, what? And then I've heard the song a million times, and all of a sudden Peterson just walks down the stairs, just beatboxing. I'm like, what? And it worked out so well. It really just doesn't feel like the old song anymore. And that's how you know you succeeded as musicians, where you can just do what you love, what you're good at, and
just a simple minute
add it
change
to the song.
A simple minute change, and just doing you and totally changing the song in a good way that's just personalized by yourself, and it just makes it just so much better.
It's awesome. It's a great song. So this next song is a little bit special. It is the Hallelujah Chorus. Mr. Cole gave us a little rundown, us as in the audience of the State House program, gives a little rundown of the history of the Hallelujah Chorus that I will now repeat because I didn't know this. Apparently, people stand for the Hallelujah Chorus. And I never heard of people standing for the Hallelujah Chorus, but I don't listen to it enough. I don't hear it in public places. But people stand for the Hallelujah Chorus because, for some reason, all the way back then, when they were playing, when this was like actually a song that people would sing, like when they made it, apparently the king that they were playing it for, I can't remember his name, sorry, but the king that they were playing it for stood up. And when the king stands up, everyone stands up. So maybe he was uncomfortable. No one knows. But the king stood up for this song. So everyone stands up. And now it's a tradition to stand up for this song. I also know that previous classes of Mr. Cole begged him to do the song. And no, we're not ready. No, we're not ready. No, we're not ready. And somehow this year they got him to do this song. the alumni of the Choral Art Society were sitting in the back, just angry mugs on their face. Mr. Cole, I can't believe you would do this to us. We asked you all these years, and now you're doing it. And it's just...
Well, during the winter concert, alumni students did join them.
Yes,
Was it for
they
the
did.
song? I don't remember.
Because they did. Because before, Mr. Cole wouldn't let them do it at the State House, but they were upset. They were like, wow. Because they didn't know he was doing it until right when he was like, also, by the way, we're doing the Hallelujah chorus.
Hey, this is what we're doing, except now we're doing that thing you didn't want. I said I didn't want to do.
Right. So somehow they convinced him to do it. And because the Hallelujah chorus has like an orchestra in the background, he did this thing where he plugged his phone into speakers and had the background music of the Hallelujah chorus playing in the State House through his personal speakers. And this song is so good.
It was a Christmas miracle.
Really. No, it sounds so professional. You have no clue. It really... I showed this to a ton of people because I'm so proud of these kids. It's like unbelievable. I know tons of people who told me, like, wait, that's not Malden High. That's like the actual recording of Hallelujah Chorus, right? And I was like, no.
This is our students.
This is our students with an orchestra playing from speakers. So this is the Hallelujah Chorus played by the Choral Art Society, which you may not believe. It is insanely good. Here it is. Before hearing this, I've only heard it in parts, not all together. So I only heard them practice bits and pieces of it together. And then when I went to the State House and they had this whole thing set up all together, this song is pretty long. It's just crazy. It's like such a professional song. It's like you wouldn't expect high school students to like just like amazing, just blow through this.
Yeah, with the orchestra in the background, it really sounds like this all is just one recording from the same place.
No, they're so on time with just Mr. Cole's phone.
I just love how full the sound songs. All the parts are where they should be. All the voices are doing what they are supposed to do, and it's just perfect. It just sounds so perfect.
It's just the word. You just have to get caught up. It's that good.
Like, they're so synchronized with the instruments, it's crazy.
Right. You would think that there were instrument players there. There were musicians there playing with them, on time with them. This is just a recording. They're basically doing karaoke. But it's so good. This part gives me chills because you need to hear the high sections. I don't know. You need to hear them. You need to hear how high they get, how high their voices get. It's crazy.
The Sopranos?
Is this the Sopranos?
Yeah.
You should hear their voices. I think this is the highest, like, in a song that they get. It's insane.
Steven Tyler action.
Yeah.
That's just incredible.
They're just so good. Like, I know some people say, oh, Malden High sucks or whatever. If you think Malden High sucks, just listen to the chorus. Listen to what these kids put their time to. It's insane. You hear that?
That was just
They ended exactly with the recording. It's a recording. There was, if they messed up once, you would have been able to tell, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Cole can make up for mistakes when he's playing piano. It's whatever. You can do whatever. When you have a recording, he put his phone on the ground. Any timing mistakes, you're done for. The song would have ended before them. You're done. You could hear it. You would be able to hear it. You couldn't hear any mistakes for such a high level song, for a song that Mr. Cole was scared to do for a long time. They pulled it off perfectly. They pulled it off amazingly. The alumni must have been really angry at how good they were.
yeah.
It was really good. This is the first time that they had performed this, I believe. I don't want to be like wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure this is the first time they performed this. And I was blown away. I was just staring in awe how they could just put together such a professional performance, alliteration, on a song that is so difficult that Mr. Cole himself was afraid to even teach it to his kids. And yet it pulled off. It worked. They
Yeah,
did such a
definitely.
good job.
I just love how they can sustain on not only such a high note, but just such like that pitch perfect note, just holding that note in, and then just like projecting that for like at least 10 seconds. Like the lungs, just like the breath work they must have.
Right.
It's just
You should
it's
see these
impressive.
kids practice. Really. Every day, they don't practice singing. They practice singing and vocal exercises.
Yeah, they do
not
vocal
just singing.
warm-ups.
And you would think it's stupid and
You'd think
boring
it's silly.
and weird and silly. And Mr. Cole knows this. He goes around to the schools at the end of the year, I think it is.
I believe so.
And he shows off his like warm-ups with the madrigals. And, you know, everyone there, I thought it was silly. Like, like they're really just making noises. And you're like, that's not singing exercises.
Yeah, and there's another one with like a straw that we've actually tried.
Yeah. And you think they're stupid, but you can hear these kids' lungs, how they breathe. They know exactly what they're doing, and they're doing it right. And it's all thanks to all the practice that they put in. Practice, practice, practice. All these kids are good because of the practice that they put in. And really, you can take that with anything. You practice, you will be good. You can't be good without practicing. Really, you have to practice, and these kids put so much practice into what they do. And it really shows. It really, really shows.
It's astonishing, really.
Yeah, it's amazing. The next song is "Oh Holy Night," a song that we all know, of course. Well, that's a generalization, but most of us, it's on the radio. Like
If it's on the radio, you must have heard it.
at some, I mean, it's a Christmas song. Most of these are Christmas songs.
I remember back in my day, all we had was radio.
Don't we still have radio? Oh, you mean like Spotify?
No, I said all we had was radio.
Oh,
We had
like
much
in
more.
general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still use radio.
Doesn't everyone? Like, it's not obsolete. Anyway, Holy Night, Oh Holy Night is obviously on the radio, and this song has two different solo artists in it. It has Michael Goroshko. He doesn't show up first. I don't know why it's written down first, but
Fun fact: we're recording this on his birthday.
oh,
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday,
Mike.
Michael. And also, Nada Tufa. I'm sorry for butchering the name. I swear I know it. I just reading it is not enough letters for me to sound out, so I'm sorry. But it has two very, very good solos. Michael rocks it. Michael's an amazing bass. His voice goes lower than like any. Like I don't know how he does it. His voice can go so low and it still sounds like crisp and amazing.
He has no. There's no challenge. There's no like. There's no force in what how he does it.
So when we're comparing, I remember that when
it feels natural. Is what
me
I'm
and
trying
Cole talk about some people who can sing in bass, like we compare it to Michael. Like, oh, Michael can't even do that. Like, that's like top tier. We're like, oh, that's so good. Not even Michael can do it. But Michael is like the next. Like, it's insane. They're so good. They're all good in their own ways. Holy Night, the song's amazing. The soloists do such a good job. Please enjoy. I also forgot to mention that this song has alumni joining in it. Not as soloists, just in there, doing their own thing. What they were doing when they actually were in chorus. They're actually in their old locations, obviously. And you wouldn't be able to tell because they don't have solo parts, but they're in there.
I love how she controls her voice.
Yeah, I love that. It's really good.
Just to hit those notes in that pattern, you really have to have some amount of perfect pitch in order to do that without messing up.
Honestly. With the piano helping her, it must be a little bit easier, but...
But still, there was no flaws. I heard no mistakes.
Right. And just the articulation of her
definitely.
voice. It's just... The amazing part about this program that Mr. Cole puts together is that it doesn't really exclude anybody. There's songs that are Christmas songs, there are songs that are Hanukkah songs, there are songs that are just in the general holiday spirit. It's amazing. Michael and Nada do so good as soloists in the song, but I would like to mention that during the winter concert, since it has already passed at the time of this recording, Ramon and Zach actually soloed instead of Michael and Nada.
Yeah.
It was very good. This is amazing too. I'm not sure why they switched out the soloists, but all of them, as a collective group of singers, are amazing at singing together, and they're amazing at singing by themselves. Like, you can really... most of these people have never taken a voice class by themselves, but Mr. Cole teaches them how to just sing. Like some people think in chorus like, oh, I don't want to do chorus because it's not teaching me how to be a singer, it's teaching me how to be a chorus singer.
Not even teaching them like as students, teaching them collectively as a group.
Right. So he's teaching these kids how to sing solo, which is amazing because he even teaches a voice class where they teach to sing solo, and he doesn't really let them be by themselves. And I think that's having a group collective effort in teaching someone and some people how to sing. The way he does it, it's mind-boggling. He has to be one of the best chorus teachers that just around.
Yeah, he's definitely a great teacher.
It's amazing.
We're approaching the final song.
We are approaching the final song, and after that, we'll just talk a little bit more. But more about chorus themselves. They're really just out of like everyone's leagues. It's insane. Like, it's just, they're so good at what they do. And it's just Malden High School's like average. Like it's our choral art society. It's just what the Malden High Choral Art Society is. It's very good. The teacher for it is very good. The kids have always been very good. I cannot remember a year when someone said, "Oh, the chorus isn't that good this year." No, they're always
good.
So good. And you can say it's because Malden produces good musicians. You can say that, whatever.
Filipino came out of Malden High.
You could, yeah, a lot of people came out of Malden. But, you know, you really have to give it to the teacher. You have to give it to the school.
The students for working so hard.
Students, right? It's just, it really kind of shows you what Malden's about, right? We're not just some group of kids. These kids devote a lot of their time. They have a lot of other things to do. These kids are busy.
Yeah, a lot of these students have like
I'm
sports
busy.
that they're in.
Kevin's busy. These students, the seniors are busy. The sophomores are busy. The juniors are busy.
Yeah, I'm impressed how the seniors still have so much energy to be doing all of this when they're like prepping for college or prepping for tests or like
even the seniors who are
SATs.
graduated, the kids who have graduated and are in college right now, still love to come back. At the winter concert this year, so many alumni, almost the entire class of last year, came back to sing with the chorus, and it was amazing. It was so many kids just coming back, just reliving probably their favorite part of high school. It's amazing how you can just come back and just do what you love, if that's what you love. It's insane.
I guarantee for most people who are in choir or who were in choir and graduated, definitely it's part of the high school that they like, part of their high school experience that they will never forget. That will always be a part of them.
Right.
And they will always remember.
I know a student who graduated from Mr. Cole who's in Berkeley right now. 2 students, actually.
I know a few, yeah.
I'm not sure if both of them were with Mr. Cole, but I know that 2 students graduated and went to Berkeley last year, and Berkeley, Boston Music School. And it's amazing how, even if you've never been interested in music, as soon as you get into high school, these teachers, these classes, this school can just inspire you. This school is inspiring. These teachers are inspiring. Music isn't taken lightly around Malden High.
It's not.
It is such a way of life. Chorus kids are chorus kids. Band kids are band kids. We don't have band nerds in Malden High. We have band kids. We have the kids who are in band, and they're very good. No one makes fun of the band kids, and you know why? It's because they're good at what they do.
And
no one makes fun of the chorus kids.
No matter who it is, if you're like us and we've spent like a lot of our lives, like most of our lives, doing music and being in love with music, or if you just started music, no matter what, everyone respects each other, everyone loves what they do, and everyone's good at it because they loved it to it.
The Malden music program, Malden High music program, is just amazing. you really shouldn't overlook it. Some kids in this program are better than they deserve to be. Like, they're just so good.
They're given so much.
They're given so much. They put so much out. They're really awesome. The chorus kids are awesome. The band kids are awesome. I could not give anyone enough credit. I can't give the school enough credit. I can't give the teachers enough credit. I can't give the families enough credit. Anyone who really even feels like taking on a music class in Malden High, you have to. You really have to. Even if you're a junior and you're going to be a senior next year and you've never taken a music class in your life, do it.
It's definitely worth it. Last year I was in a music production program with Miss Mazza. I was a freshman. Most of the class were seniors, and everyone loved it. Everyone had fun. Everyone enjoyed the classroom. It was just a great time.
Yeah. I know that class in general, actually, she teaches kids how to produce music from scratch. A lot of kids go in there without knowing anything. And you go in there and you learn how to do something that you never knew how to do before. And even if it's not what you want to do with your life, why can't you just do things for fun?
Yeah.
It's amazing. The next song is actually Silent Night. It is the last song of the set, sadly. It is very good. Everyone knows it. Not without a doubt in mind. You know this song. You probably love this song.
It's a very worthy, very promising final song, final act. Just perfect ending to
It's beautiful. It's
an
a beautiful
amazing
song.
set.
There's really not really any other song that could cap off the set just as well as it could be. So, without further ado, here's the 15th and final song of the Choral Art Society State House program.
The energy of that song in that room was absolutely incredible.
There's really not much you can say about that song except for wow.
Honestly.
What an awesome end of an amazing set.
It's just the perfect ending.
It's mellow. It really brings emotion. Somehow, some way, just after you hear all of those songs, some full of energy, some full of mystery, you get that final song, Silent Night, just mellows out.
It's a Christmas song, but you don't need to be religious to understand the power of the message.
Right, exactly.
Or just the feel of the song in general, even without words, it's still just an incredible song.
You can really feel it, and that's the joy of music, right? Bob Ross, joy of painting. This is the joy of music, right? Anyone can paint. Anyone can make music.
In layman's terms, the Malden High Concert Choir is the Bob Ross of music.
Yeah, yeah. Making a lot of similes tonight, Kevin, but yeah, they're very good, and I cannot say anything more than that. They are amazing. I can't say anything less than that they are amazing. They're just so good, right? So that was the end of the State House program. What happened after that was that all the kids got to sit down. They got to sit down, and we got to, mellow out. Some kids took photos. Big platters of cookies set out for us. Mr. Cole said one only, but I know a lot of kids who took 3 because there's a lot of cookies. And little bottles of water, cookies. They really treated us amazingly. Chorus kids had a lot of fun. I talked to a lot of them, a lot of their friends. Had an amazing time. I know Michael Garashko announced at the beginning before they leave, they say a lot of things to the kids who's never been, like the class officers, the seniors. They say a lot of things. I know Michael Garashko says that he's been there 3 years for after this, but before that he's been there 3 years in a row, and every year he looks forward to this the most. And I think that just shows how powerful of a bond that this class is to people, how it can bring people together, and just how amazing it is to be in that class, how every year something happens and every year you look forward to it, right? You go to the State House, you sing for people, you have an amazing time, you go home, you get to skip a whole day of school. You get to skip a whole day of school doing what you love, which isn't that really like what you want to do, right? You want to be a singer, then be a singer, right? You get to not go to math, you get to not go to English, you get to not go to history, you get to go out and you get to perform all day.
Do what you love.
Something that you love. What's not to look forward to as a singer?
Well, like we said about Berkeley, like Berkeley is such a just different school. It's like one of the best schools in the U.S. It's one of the best music schools in the world, and it's just such a different school. Like they don't really care about grades. They just care about not only if you're talented, but like if you really care about making music, if you really care and love and are passionate about music, that is the school for you.
Right. So we're not trying to advertise Berkeley. We're just saying that
we both really want to go.
Shush. We're just trying to say that this day is worth looking forward to for the kids who really, really love doing what they do.
It's worth skipping a day of work and just like schoolwork. It's worth missing all that just to do what you love.
Almost nothing is worth skipping a day of school for. Just putting that out there. Don't skip school. Not a good thing, ever. Bad for you, bad for your grades, bad for everyone, bad for your teachers. Don't skip school. But getting a field trip, an excused absence, just to go do what you love all day and not have to worry about what's going on in school that day. It's really just a privilege. It's an amazing privilege. I got to go. I don't get to perform because I'm not in chorus, but I got to go to help Mr. Cole out with the audio. And really, I felt like I was in that class. I felt it really just brings you together on the bus ride there, on the bus ride home. Everyone's just so happy to go, and then they're happy to have it done. And people are worried. Yeah, people are nervous, but really most people are excited. They just really are happy to do what they want to do.
They're happy to share what they're capable of.
Right. When you practice so long on something like that, when you take a long time and you put all of your effort into something, and then you get to share it with other people who enjoy it, it really puts all that work to worth, right? You really get to show off what you spent a long time doing. And it's kind of amazing for these people who spend a long time practicing every day, right? Concerts for them are just a relief. Just finally, we can sing these songs for people and we don't have to practice them anymore because we're perfect at them. And we get to share what we've been doing. And the State House program is perfect for that because everyone who goes there has either gone out of their way to go there or isn't really going out of their way but wants to be there. So all these people who are there are loving it and taking photos. And you know, it probably feels amazing to be a singer and seeing your mayor, the mayor of your city, just kind of standing there and enjoying himself, not taking photos, nothing, just
being proud,
just
of
having a good time, really just enjoying himself. Just amazing. It's just such a good experience. I'm glad that I got to go. I'm sure everyone in chorus is glad that they got to go. The seniors are, I know, 100% sad that they won't be able to go again. You know, unless they come as alumni, which I'm sure they will. But but I know that everyone in chorus is super excited to go again. No one thought that was a bad experience. If you can be in chorus, it's a good idea. Just even the State House alone is worth it. It's a fun trip. You get to do what you want. You get to do what you love. It's really just a good time.
This has been fun.
It's been a good ride. Like it's been really fun I've listened to all these over and over again because I actually love these recordings. I enjoy listening to them on my own, even if that's kind of lame. I don't listen to this type of music by myself. You know, like I'm not just listening to Christmas music all the time.
It's great to be proud of what our peers, what our friends are capable of.
These kids are your friends. They're in your classrooms, and you look at them and you're just, oh, these are just kids. But really, they have this passion and this talent that you could have no idea that they have. And they're so good. And they're good enough for, just people to listen to them on their phone. They're so good. And I cannot emphasize enough how amazing they are, how amazing Mr. Cole is, how amazing the whole music program is, how amazing Malden High is to be able to push these kids to do what they want to do. I remember just, freshman year telling me like, oh, you could do this, you can join mixed chorus, you could do voice class, you could do band, you could do any of these things. And it's just amazing to have the option to do these things.
All these opportunities
to do these things that are so good for you. And they're not just like throwaway classes. These classes, even if you don't want to do this for the rest of your life, teach you something. They teach you something, and not just musical. I know for a fact that Mr. Cole's class goes deeper than just singing. I know that everyone in that class loves Mr. Cole to death, and they've learned something from him beyond just learning how to sing, right? Miss Maz's students learn something beyond learning how to play instruments. And talking about that and listening to all these songs over again and just being able to share how I felt when I listened to them and my experience when I went to the State House this year has really been great.
Yeah, being able to record this is definitely great. We get to share our opinions about how they are, like just how we feel about it, and just share like what they can do. I feel like this is a great way of doing that.
Yes. It's really been a privilege. I would like to thank anyone who's actually gotten to the end of this.
And or even as listening to any of it, even if you're skipping.
Even if you're skipping to the end of it, I'd like to thank you for even clicking. It's been a pleasure to record this. I've had such a great night. You, Kevin?
I've had a great night. They can join us next week for when we don't do anything because we're not doing this again. Well, we might. If
Mr. Gallagher lets me do one, we'll do it again.
Yeah.
But
I don't want this to do a weekly thing though. I'm not ready for that.
I don't think
it
will be. But I will say
this was definitely fun.
This was super fun. This was Malden Blue and Gold podcast. If you forgot that, this is Malden Blue and Gold. This is the newspaper and website for all of Malden High School's news. And make sure to subscribe to that website. We got a new feature on that website. Put your email down and you will be updated whenever something posts, including maybe another podcast if we do another one. Make sure to put your email down, click subscribe, and you will be updated whenever something posts. That's really awesome because Malden Blue and Gold covers a lot of stuff in the high school that you wouldn't be able to know.
And just in the city in general.
Just the city. We do a lot of outer city stuff, but the high school itself, news going on, sports, all that. If you want to know about that, which I'm sure a lot of people want to know about that, subscribing is a very good idea. And I'm not really trying to, advertise. I just really believe I joined the Blue and Gold because it's a good news outlet. There's no bias. If you want to know things, that's where you go. So if you want to help out the newspaper just a little bit, consider just putting your email down, click subscribe. You won't regret it at all. I know for a fact.
In the wise words of David Letterman, thank you and good night.